Returning to my channel, Coin Lady, I want to say hello to all of you. In my more than 6.5 years of involvement with XRP, I have stated on multiple occasions, especially in the past few months, that this is the most repulsive feeling I have ever encountered from XRP holders. I have never sold XRP, and I have been part of the community that has held it the whole time. From what I've seen so far, it's the worst. And I don't think that implies that most people are miserable. It's simply that some are struggling to get a handle on things due to the current price situation, which can be emotionally taxing for some people due to the prolonged periods of sideways price action. Of course, I get it. Therefore, such individuals are the most outspoken, giving the impression that it's a large group when, in fact, it's really only a smaller subset of the population. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I really think we've seen the worst of what holding XRP is like after the SEC litigation were resolved, and now we're entering a bull market where XRP is legally clear. There are many reasons to have a positive outlook. Unfortunately, I believe that many XRP holders will miss out on the future due to everything that individuals have gone through. Furthermore, the future of price action activity is completely unpredictable. From what I can see, though, XRP will undoubtedly remain a component of this market for the foreseeable future. Absolutely. Record high. Find the price, yes. Yeah, it's a real thing. Also, I have some insight to share with you from a market veteran, and, in my opinion, a top chart analyst in the industry. In addition, he vividly describes the reasons why individuals fail to take advantage of opportunities presented to them. Not everyone will be able to take advantage of XRP's recent highs. A couple market updates, one including Bitcoin, which is, of course, at the forefront, are also worth mentioning. There have also been several XRP-related updates. On one parameter in particular, I have the opinion of 3 analysts who appear to be in complete agreement with one another. I discovered at least 5 or 6 analysts that have essentially said the same thing in the past day or two. I only highlighted 3 of them, because it would be too repetitive otherwise. However, in order to emphasize the point, when they're right, this becomes, when you see it, you will be pleased. Suffice it to say, though, that costs far more. Prior to proceeding, I would like to make it clear that I am not an expert in financial matters, that I am not providing financial advice, and that you should not make any purchases or sales based on my recommendations. I say sure, I'm just a curious bystander who loves to vlog about cryptocurrency on YouTube. That is, merely as a pastime and for enjoyment. Here on Friday, June 28, 2024, at 6:16 p.m. Central Time, XRP is trading at 47 cents. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index will not update for another 43 minutes and 66 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, and 3 seconds, with Bitcoin currently priced at $60,374. Therefore, I'm interested to see where it ends up, which is likely to be around the same. The pricing has not changed significantly today. This range won't be our permanent home. I get it. Hearing that again and over again is tedious. That being said, we are in that position. While we wait, it will be fascinating to observe the viewpoints of different chart analysts who have been involved in this for quite some time. Reputable cryptocurrency chart experts offer their thoughts on the matter. In fact, I made reference to this man at the beginning of the video. In my opinion, you've earned those 401,700 followers. And he imparted some wisdom, as if he had been here for an eternity. Allow himself to be moved by what he had to say. Pay attention if you're struggling to avoid damage in your fuel fields. This is why I repeat restating my original argument, because either way, we're correct. When the dust settles, XRP will have utility and utility management under its belt. Goes to zero eventually. In the end, it doesn't matter how the prices move, the markets will resolve this issue, no matter how long it takes. And it has taken years in this particular instance. For this reason, I will not sell my XRP at a reduced price if this is all simply irrational speculation and people's emotional reactions. Not at all. But that is something that people do struggle with. That is the reason I feel the need to emphasize this. Thus, his writing is shown here. In this area, where 95% of individuals can only see what's directly in front of them, a coin's value drops 90%. Never will it be more than 90%. Nothing can save it. An entire coin is up in the air. The following 100x incoming will see it continuing to rise. Then why don't we apostatize? Is that attitude or sentiment familiar to anybody here? That's why I've stressed over and again that individuals believe and behave in accordance with their feelings, regardless of the direction in which prices are moving at any given moment. They think it will keep doing that indefinitely. Well, they won't do it forever, no matter how many times you ask them. Maybe we've reached the end of this, but no one ever feels that way. They have to wait for retrospect to tell them they were mistaken. Indeed, that is the case in this place. At some point, the price of a coin will fall. 90% we know from looking at the past that the statement is false. As we look at the history of each coin in this asset class, we see that this is not the case. Money going up, up, and up. Watch out now. Near a peak in the next 100x, you might have FOMO, but probably not. An XRP falls inside which of those buckets? In the first, of course. The SEC has intentionally and terribly suppressed it, and for the past 6.5 years, it has been consolidating, that is, that long since its last all-time high, the very point when there is the greatest chance, or when XRP's price has increased by 20-30. Therefore, the question is, will it reach that point? Although I am not speculating on prices, what appears to be a more advantageous purchase opportunity? You already know the answer. It's when the price drops. But some are scared it may fall much lower, so they are having a hard time with it. Plus, in the near run, it chooses any coin. You didn't choose the very lowest option, purchase anything. Additionally, your investment will inevitably decrease over time. No one is going to buy the bottom tier, and I can assure you of that. He continues by saying that most people can only see as far ahead as 5 feet, while ignoring threats that are actually a mile away. In actuality, what they are seeing now will soon be gone, but they mistakenly believe that what they are seeing now is what the future holds. Plus, what's approaching from a distance will soon become the norm. Meanwhile, how about we take a short break? He wrote future instead. Since he will undoubtedly become the present at any moment, I read it out to him. He continued by saying that only around 5% of people ever bother to look beyond their immediate surroundings in order to try to gauge the threat that may be approaching from a mile away. My friends, those are the ones with the upper hand. That's correct. I constantly stressing the importance of usefulness because of this. The day will be won by us. Tuesday or Wednesday would work, but I'm not sure yet. Then he goes on to argue that getting ahead of the market gives you a better chance of seeing upcoming trends before they enter the mainstream. By that point, printed crypto will have failed. And this is significant, and he's right. Reason being, XRP serves a practical purpose for both individuals and companies. Is the price going to stop those folks from leaving? No. Is that becoming more and more apparent to people? Sure, no problem. Regarding the immediate situation, I'm sure I'm not alone in thinking this way. Granted, I could be completely mistaken, but my convictions are based on what I consider to be quite rational arguments. This information was sourced via Sandman Bitcoin's on-chain analytics, just a temporary upturn following the downturn of the previous 2 weeks. But take note of the persistently negative feedback coming in from the audience. It seems like their tolerance is running low. This, in addition to the RSI's low level of 36, is very suggestive of an impending bounce. Yes, I understand. When the RSI reaches the lower levels and enters the oversold zone, the letters hands go and the upper hands come back. That's the way it is. Naturally, we also have altcoin marketplaces that function similarly. The true money is to be found here. This business cycle, during this market cycle, no one is making a killing by purchasing Bitcoin. At this point, there's just too much capital involved for a sufficient multiplier effect. At most, we may hope for a 2- or 3-fold increase. It could accomplish that. Fantastic, that would be. Even though that occurs, it's truly woe, possibly a fortune. Envision the influx of capital into XRP, and all the other altcoins it supports. The price of Bitcoin reaches over $240,000. This is something that, to be quite honest with you, I think is quite unlikely, but I will never rule it out. For that, I mean that. No, that is, I don't think that's entirely crazy. It seems unlikely to me anyway. But gosh, if it materializes, there's going to be a ton of money floating about in the cryptocurrency market. Mikey Bozic predicts that altcoins will experience a huge bounce after Bitcoin breaks out of its present range, since Bitcoin's dominance has reached its peak and altcoins' dominance has reached its bottom. I agree with the sentiment, but I will not be making any predictions regarding the timing or price of the beautiful rally. All I can say is that you must survive this last shakeout. In my opinion, the long-term trajectory of cryptocurrency is more important than short-term fluctuations in price. Throughout the 6.5 years that I've been involved in the industry, I've seen XRP's adoption and the overall growth of the crypto market skew in that direction. Whether you like it or not, the trend is clearly there. It means a lot to me that you've subscribed and watched my channel. Later, I will see you.